no offense to Mauso, but he knew not to trade punches. I even talked to him afterwards. He even came and talked smack afterwards. That's literally the day after the fight. Everybody was walking in crutches, and I was still walking with no crutches. But he came to the bar and slapped me right on my leg, bro, like in the most painful.
Thank you for tuning into this day's episode. Today, I have a special guest with me coming in virtually here at the Black Room at Teep Studios. Somebody you've been talking to for a long time. Once you hear his name, it'll make sense as well. Former pro fighter, grew up in American Samoa, lived in Hawaii, was, doing amateur boxing, pro kickboxing, fought K1, pro Muay Thai, pro MMA, was coming up through the whole advent of all of it, and is now currently in Las Vegas, Nevada, and is none other than my cousin, Mr. Deutsch Pu'u, coming in here. Let's go. Woo!
How's it?
Let's go. Deutsch, thanks for coming in today and making time. I know you're busy, and one other thing too, I forgot to mention, he also Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt as well. So, funny story, I think I shared this with you, but I'll share it for others, is when I was getting involved in fighting and combat sports once I was 18, this is still like YouTube wasn't really a thing, and I was searching like my name and just trying to find stuff like a family, because my family in Hawaii was separated. My grandfather separated from the family because he married a haole, and my grandmother on that side had like she was crazy too on top of it. But even she didn't like her. So, they separated from the family, and so I didn't really have a connection with the family. So I'd always look around. I remember seeing, like, Deutsch Pu'u. I'm like, that name sounds German, and my last name, like, what's going on? Like, is this? And then I saw him, like, he's a pro fighter? What the fuck? Like, yo, like, is this my family? Like, is this somebody? And then I started seeing you as YouTube started coming along, and then I saw a video of you, and then I saw you were training with Jason Andrade. All of a sudden, it was like, hey, the world's all of a sudden very small, because I know Jason Andrade and stuff too. And then you were fighting, and me and you had talked throughout the years, like online, and we connected finally and able to chat and everything, man. But let's start from the beginning. So, growing up in American Samoa. So, for those that don't know, like you're saying, there's Western Samoa, and then there's like American Samoa. So what was it like growing up on an island in the middle of the Pacific?
Well, for one, we didn't have a real martial arts anything. We didn't have anything from martial arts. So it was a lot of island boy life, being in the villages and being in the jungles, basically there was nothing. So the only thing that we could focus on martial arts wise was boxing. And we grew up boxing, and I got really good at boxing, and I ended up joining the military and not pursuing my fight career. And I felt like it was a good choice. It was grounded and rooted in truth that I joined the military, because I wanted to receive the benefits that I received today. It's at a young age. I'm only, still under 50, I'll say that. But, I'm just chilling. Now I want to reach back, and my son is older. He'll be an adult in a few months. So I want to reach back to the combat fight world and help wherever I can help. And, Pu'u Muay Thai being a obvious, choice for me to go support. I want to be there for you guys, and however we can move this together forward. Because one of the biggest things that I want to bring to American Samoa, and having the qualifications that I do have now, is Muay Thai, and a structured Muay Thai system, not just a gym that teaches Muay Thai, but, an a front office that runs all combat sports, and push Muay Thai. And, to bring in Muay Thai, I figured, no one better than Jonathan to send all my, and future instructors to get qualified in teaching Muay Thai. Like, if we can bring that to American Samoa, I promise you that there will be, the next world champ coming off the island. It's the island is not just a football island. Yeah. Like, we're a lot of kids that are very athletic because of the way we're brought up. You know, I guess it helps to push the discipline level easier for us. One of the things that I want to do is like open a pipeline to where we can, if anything, send some of these kids out, because we don't get recognition because we don't have competition, because we don't have anywhere to go compete, and we wouldn't know what to do in the competition if we showed up.
Yeah.
You know,
Like how do
you
we
mentioned K1.
everything works?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, when I went to K1, it was more boxing based. I knew what I needed to do for boxing. I didn't know how to place my feet, how to check a kick. I tell you what, if I would have caught somebody's, you know, body, I probably would have, you know, hurt somebody or touched them, because I was. But they were too smart, you know, and I'll go ahead and say Gokhan Saki knew, you know, not to, you know, no offense to Mauso, but he knew not to trade punches. You know, I even talked to him afterwards. He even came and talked smack afterwards. That's, you know, literally the day after the fight, everybody was walking in crutches, and I was still walking with no crutches. But he came to the bar and slapped me right on my leg, bro, like in the most painful. So we almost fought again right there, but no, we just ended up hugging it out. You know, that was the day after K1, you know, fighting Gokhan. But, you know, it really opened my eyes up, like, man, I need more than just boxing skills, you know, to even survive in this ring with these, you know, giant guys. By that time, you know, some people were magically getting really, really big in the sport.
Yeah.
You know, like physically huge, like, bro. But that was K1, you know,
yeah,
it was unregulated.
Yeah, Japanese organization. And it was
heavily.
The thing is, these guys really knew that game very well, right? And they were very good at using that game, not just like the game of getting big miraculously, but like also the game of K1 kickboxing.
Yep. Just kickboxing, period. Just learning how to, I didn't know how to kickbox. I didn't. I trained with a world, you know, kickboxing champion, not in kickboxing. You know, it like all I did as far as kickboxing was, I remember at the time we had a kickboxing rule in Hawaii. If it's a kickboxing fight, you have to throw one kick higher than the waist in the whole round. So guys would come in the middle, kick each other waist, and then start going to
They still do this. Like They still do this.
Yeah, just one kick, bang, and then go to town, bang, 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 bang. You see what I mean? Because it's the rule. Like, we just want to go to town, but you know, let's just get it out of the system. One kick, bang.
The infamous boot tap.
But I'm just glad now that my son is older, I'm able to get back to all of these ideas and businesses that I've been trying to get to. And the biggest one is the pipeline. So with the pipeline, that's going to bring a lot of business that I don't necessarily see myself running any of it, but it's going to happen.
Yeah. If you just plant the system there and foster it a little bit, you just put a little bit, you just water it, it's going to grow, because it's literally in the nature of like any island in Polynesia where it comes into fighting. It's literally what our ancestors grew up doing. It's in our bones, like we were talking about before we started recording. You know, in through all this, you know, you went through, you know, you did the kickboxing, you learned like, hey, I need to learn more of this. Where did you go at the time, like where you're like, hey, I need to start learning more about like kickboxing, Muay Thai, things like this too?
Yeah, so at the time, again, during K1, I was learning a little bit here and there from people just how to check. And just basic checking. You know, I didn't really have anybody to go to. So I just took what I learned from Kaju Kembo as far as kicking and blocking, but it's also a very basic blocking system. It wasn't, you know, as advanced, or I would say fight based. It was more situational based. And that really didn't sit well with me. So like, I remember I was looking for different places. I went to, it was mostly me training MMA at the time. But when I got to Las Vegas, I eventually found the opportunity, or somebody called me, my manager called me, and he was like, yo, K1 keeps calling. They want you to come fight and la, la, la. I said, you know what, let me go see. And so I went to see the man. I went to see Crew, Jonathan Bagame, and Jason Andrada.
Yeah, is that Fight Capital, right?
Yeah, Fight Capital. I went to Fight Capital, because it meant a lot to me. Me being an MMA fighter, especially at the time, and Fight Capital being the first MMA gym ever in Las Vegas, like I felt like it was the perfect connection. I don't know, I'm a kind of a spiritual guy like that, which is one of the reasons why I'm like, man, let's run Pu'u, bro. Let's run Pu'u Muay Thai, because I don't want to be a competitor. I want to help. I want to help push Pu'u Muay Thai. If I push Pu'u Muay Thai, I'm also pushing Pu'u Jiu-Jitsu. Let's just push Pu'u combat sports together.
There you go. Hey, this is like us talking. Like I already kind of knew that too, right? I was like, it makes sense. Like, I was telling him, like, I just know like the Muay Thai, and that's my specialty. That's my jam, right? I know enough jiu-jitsu to know when to shut my mouth if I'm cornering MMA guys. So it makes sense. Going into, you were over there, you're Skipper Kelp's Fight Capital. That's like, it's a big deal. Like it's a big gym for a long time. Big name in Las Vegas.
You're right. And, I couldn't believe that Jason Andrada he spars everybody, bro. Like the little midget spars me. Like, what's wrong with you, dude? And he comes at you too. Like, and it was just a mentality. Like it helped me to push my understanding too of combat sports. Like, man, there's some people just like you, dude, that are smaller than you, still got that fire, and still gonna bring it. Because when I was training with Jason, he's just that guy that is, he's gonna spar everybody, and hard. Like, he's ridiculous. That's why he's called the ridiculous one.
Yeah, is it right? Yeah, Jason Ridiculous Andrada.
Yeah. But it really helped me to bring my understanding of Muay Thai together. Training there, like it was like a steroid shot of Muay Thai. Like, bro, you already got the movement of kickboxing, and you can bring it into Muay Thai. And the biggest thing I would say that helped me the most is they didn't try to teach me Muay Thai. They only wanted me to learn knees and elbows and teach me how to do it correctly, because I understood at the time, I'm not trying to learn Muay Thai, bro. I'm trying to survive these fights and make some money.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to go make some money. I'm the kid from Thailand that never grew out of it. Yeah. Like, make me some money. And that's basically what it was. Like, it was heavy knees with, I forgot, Gordon. Crew Gordon, he was one of the fighters on Lion Fights too. And at the time I was supposed, I was supposed to fight on Lion Fights against another big MMA fighter, not a Muay Thai fighter. So at the time I went straight, that's why I went to Fight Capital, was to pick up Muay Thai. If I'm going to learn, that was my mentality going into the fights was, man, I need to learn how to at least throw these elbows. If you're going to hurt me with these elbows, I'm going to learn how to throw them nasty too. And being that I was such a short heavyweight, it worked beautiful for me. So even in the sparring, I was able to bring some of these big, huge Samoan bodies that still do fight and spar them, but this time with Muay Thai elbows and knees, and it completely changed my game.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't big with the clinching. I wasn't, because I didn't understand the power of clinching.
Yeah, and like it's different. My God. It's different than like a grappling clinch and stuff too. Like the spacing is different, and like their options are different.
Yeah, and that was just it. So like coming into Muay Thai, like it really, like I said, it was like the last martial art that I competed in professionally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with torn ACL, I still competed and beautifully. I felt like I did a great job with my elbows. Like that's why I went to Fight Capital, and that's exactly how I won.
Yeah, I was gonna say like one of your fights. Like I had when I was posting on Instagram story. Hey, I have my cousin Deutsch Pu'u coming on today. Promoter that you fought for sent me a picture like, hey, this Deutsch, and then he sends me a picture of the guy all bloody. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. That was one of those fights that didn't take too long because you're with the elbow strike, with using your elbow, it cut him up and they stopped the fight.
Yeah. At that time, I would say us fighters, we didn't grow up in structured training like you're providing today. I wish I had, Pu'u Muay Thai growing up. Like, I already know I'd murked the world, bro. Like, I came into pro combat sports. This is a fact with 2 busted knees. I shouldn't have ever came into pro combat sports. It's a fact. It was after combat. It was after all these deployments, 8 deployments with the last few being combat deployments, and I was all busted up. I was going through, some stuff with the United States Army due to the loss of my daughter, but I won. I won all of those cases because I was persistent, man. I never stopped. I just focused on, taking care of my kid. And that was at the time when I was going through Muay Thai. Like Muay Thai really helped me, push my mindset. That was my last 2 competitions was Muay Thai.
Yeah.
I went 1-0 Muay Thai, with full Muay Thai rules. And
the testament of going through that too, like personal struggles and everything as well. Like when you're going through it, like that's hard, man. Like to be able to step in and be successful in it on top of it is like, it's a lot. Like you're saying, you're just focused on family, focused on training, fighting, make money with it and get it done because it's, a lot, everybody, and I share this because a lot of people go through struggles and like, especially like when they talk about fighters and stuff, like I remember a little bit like what was going on and man, people go through it and sometimes they don't make it through, man. I'm glad you did.
Yeah, and that's exactly how life was back in during those. It makes me feel old saying it, but the truth is, like, I wasn't a Muay Thai fighter. I wasn't even a kickboxer. I was a boxer. I knew how to move, and I knew how to punch people. But then and I got away with it until I got into K1, where these guys are not going to stand in the front of you. They're going to rip you and roll. And that's exactly what happened. Like I said, I keep saying his name. I know he's retired now, but Gokhan was smart. Like, he just kicked and rolled. Like, dude, I was way too immobile. I didn't understand Muay Thai like that enough, but
yeah,
I understood enough to go fight somebody.
Not to mention that he was also earlier in his K1 career at the time, and he fucking blew up after that. Like, he's went on a tear, and it started with fighting with you.
Yeah, it did. Like he won that. That's exactly how he won. He tore through the entire tournament. I was the first one.
Yeah.
And the fact is, I wasn't prepared for him. I was prepared for Khalid, and Khalid, punked out. It was Khalid Die Faust. I still call him to his face. Like I still fight him today. Like I don't know, man. Let's go make some money, fool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was supposed to fight Khalid Faust, and I was prepared for Khalid because he was the same exact, supposedly he fought the same exact way as me. It was a forward puncher. I was like, oh, beautiful, let's go. So I wasn't planning on kicking anybody. I was like, oh, I'm going to rip into this Khalid Faust guy. And he was a big guy with K1 at the time.
Just to give people context who are on this too, this was very normal in that era of kickboxing, MMA, Muay Thai, like especially heavyweights, Islanders, like Ray Sefo, same thing, good boxer, and then just kind of jumped in and just did it, right? And it was like, hey, oh shit, I guess you need to learn how to check a kick. Like this was normal. This was the norm of the sport developing at that time, especially in your weight division. And then it's like, you have the Turkish guys who had these developed kickboxing and Muay Thai routes that had already been developing for a couple decades where they're able to produce these heavyweights like this too. So, and you guys would collide with each other, and like the big Samoan boxer would win sometimes, and like he would get the best of the developed fighter because of just fighting. That's what it was. Like you said, like you weren't a Muay Thai fighter, but you knew how to scrap, you knew how to box, and you'd put it together and figure out how to make it work. And now it's like, there's structure there now that we didn't have before. The education there with the internet and everything like that. That's right there. American Samoa, like now we have that level of education where Muay Thai was at 20 years ago. Even in the U.S. is like we're light years ahead now. Like we didn't have this structure and knowledge. And I was just on talking the other day with Joel, is we didn't have this knowledge to bring it back, and now we have a way to, like you said, this pipeline. If we can get the American Samoa athletes involved in this, like they're gonna go do it. They're gonna bring that back to the island, and it's just gonna keep, feeding on itself that way too.
That's what makes me super excited, because I know, like me personally, I'll be honest, like I was great fighter growing up. But I had no structure. I was just a boxer. Once again, now, especially with my students in Samoa, they started teaching again this year. And now I'm going to start backing them, with the proper gear. That's, something I'm working on now. But to give them the structure that they need, by the time they come to America or come out to California and go see Uncle Jonathan, they know what they're doing. They're not just going to come looking at you like,
huh? Yeah.
And hopefully, soon we can get the instructors in Samoa. That's what I'm working on now. Get the instructors in Samoa the proper education. If we can get 2 of them off the island to come out here, or eventually get you, to go over there to start doing your classes there, of course they have to pay, to get, and then though, in the end, it's going to pay them back.
Yeah.
But even more so, it's going to push the brand, not just Pu'u Muay Thai, but Pu'u Jiu-Jitsu, Pu'u Combat Sports. I think it's, it's a win-win for all of us.
It's the family name, man. Like that's one of those things. It's the family name, and it makes sense. And it's a beautiful thing.
I'm telling you, the village of Nu'uli is, arguably the worst, like the Compton of American Samoa. You know what I mean? And the entire village of Nu'uli, is going to start up combat sports in Samoa, and that's why I want it to be Pu'u Muay Thai. Yeah. Because I I have the paperwork for it. So yeah, and I have the the know-how, and now the recognition as a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and I'm also very well respected in the Muay Thai community. As you mentioned, like I only fought twice, but those promoters, been dying to try to get me. That they just haven't been able to get anybody to fight me.
Yeah.
In fact, speaking on that fight, I'm gonna tell you the truth, man, because nobody knows. Like I was retired. I said, that's it. After I fought Cabbage, I said, that's it. I'm retired, never fighting again. And then my manager, I don't know if I know Billy Olsen. Billy Olsen calls me up. He's like, yo, somebody over here dropped your name. And I was like, no, he didn't. It's like, man, I was in the weigh-ins and he dropped your names. I don't know if Billy Olsen did it on purpose. Like, maybe he was talking that smack and, lying to me or whatever just to piss me off. But he pissed me off eventually. So I ended up fighting, for that promoter that sent you the pictures.
Yeah.
Because I was told that somebody was talking smack, calling me out. I was like, nah, man, I retired from combat. He said, you ain't retired from Muay Thai though. I was like, oh. I said, I retired from MMA. You're right. I should have said combat sports. I said, I tell you what, after this fight. So at the time, I'll be honest, at the time I was preparing for WBC Muay Thai for the rounds in there. Why? Because there was no heavyweight. They had a heavyweight African cat that was just a big bruiser. But he never fought. He wasn't, big K1 guy or anything like that. It was the WBC champ. So at the time, I'm telling you the truth because I was part of that truth and I got my receipts. So anyways, and no, I didn't sign no NDAs just in case they try to come for you. Yep. I was supposed to fly to China and fight in the rounds to basically choose who's going to fight for and be the American heavyweight to fight in the WBC Muay Thai. I was ahead of one other guy. And at the time, I think I was one fight ahead, but I ended up being training like partners with Steve Panda Banks.
Oh, yes.
And
That's
at the time, me and Steve Panda Banks were traveling and fighting together. And then while I was prepping for that fight, I tore my ACL. And I remember I told my manager, I was like, man, I don't feel comfortable, man. Send Steve. Like, Steve's been training, he's ready. And Steve went and he won, bro.
Yeah.
WBC Muay Thai champ. I was so proud of him, man. And he called me. He was like grateful. I was like, he was saying, man, you helped me. I was like, nah, man, my knee busted. It wasn't for me, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't for me. Like, I didn't have an ACL. I was like, that big African cat would have put his weight on me and I would have collapsed. I remember because just a few fights before that, another big dude put his weight on my knee and I collapsed. Andrew Lungu. Yeah. But anyways.
Yeah, I remember when that tournament, when they were doing that for WBC Muay Thai, when they had that over in China and everything too, but pushing this. And it's interesting to see because now, like I was just sending you, like there was a picture of team from Western Samoa that was there in Bangkok visiting the head office over there because they're getting ready for the amazing Muay Thai festival that WBC Muay Thai puts on, like the amateur style tournament that they do out there. So with you kind of being you were like the gatekeeper at that point. I mean, like the last one from Samoa to be in the mix, I guess, like to be doing that. It's good to see, and it'll be interesting to see in the next, I'm going to say next 5 to 8 years of what comes out of Samoa.
What comes out of Pu'u Muay Thai Samoa?
Shoo. Let's go.
It's going to happen, bro.
I know. No, it's going to. We're putting it here. That was one of the reasons we wanted to. I was like, hey, we were talking on the phone, but hey, we should catch up. Let's do an episode. Let's talk about this, make the connection for people and put it out there because when you put it out there, it becomes real too. Like you did a Facebook post about this. Like you put it out there and you said people are hitting you up. Hey, when's it happening? And it's just, that makes it real. It puts it out there in the universe and, it's funny how things end up working out once you start putting out the energy in the universe.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to. Well, Deutsch, it's been a pleasure having you on here and to get in and talk a bit more about the family, talk about your fighting history, about what you're doing. All right, before I end it, are you coaching anywhere right now or what are you doing?
No, not right now. I've been asked. That's what I was saying. So a lot of my jiu-jitsu friends fellow black belt friends, they want me to come teach Muay Thai, and I'm willing to. Now the problem with me not being able to show up everywhere is that there's only me.
Yeah.
But, if I get a few lieutenants under me, with Pu'u Muay Thai credit or what am I talking about? That are certified, Pu'u Muay Thai certified, then we can start pushing, more of this. Because right now they're not, I'll be honest, I'm a striker. Mm-hmm. I've been a striker my entire life. When I go to jiu-jitsu gyms, I'm not trying to teach jiu-jitsu. There's guys that have been teaching jiu-jitsu and learning jiu-jitsu as long as I've been learning fighting.
Yeah. So
I'm not necessarily interested in primarily the teaching of jiu-jitsu, even though I've been asked, So now instead of me teaching anything, it's more of I want to set people up right, get the proper structures in where they need to be. If I need to teach, then of course, that's too easy. That's what I do, bro. That's what I eat and poop.
Yeah.
I eat and poop fighting, bro. What I am able to do so far, history has proven that, I'm able to take a fighter from never fighting before and into the likes of Glory Kickboxing within 5 months.
Shit.
You see what I mean? And
Yeah.
again, I break it down the way I break it down. I want to learn Pu'u Muay Thai. I want to learn it because I want to help it.
Yeah.
In order for me to help it, let me help it. That's how I'm
good.
able to circumvent the Muay Thai systems against the coaches that my guys fight here.
Mm-hmm.
It's more than just disrupting of timing. You know, I'm a huge, not in America. In America, I'm not a very big, you know, person name-wise, combat sports-wise, but, you know, in Samoa, there's very few of us and far in between. And there's only one black belt in Jiu-Jitsu that's got any ties in American Samoa directly right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's me. So again, it's not me trying to take over combat sports. I already did that 15 years ago. I have the paperwork to prove it. You know, it's not me trying to push my brand. I already pushed my brand. Now it's me selling my brand. And my brand is Pu'u Jiu-Jitsu and Pu'u Muay Thai.
Yeah.
You know, it is like, I call ownership, like, that's my brother. Like, no, I'm not asking for no money. That's going to be my family name. I'm still going to push it, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, there may be monies in between. I know, because I'm more than just a Muay Thai fighter. I'm more than just a boxer. I'm more than just a jiu-jitsu. I'm more than just a judoka. Like, I compete in all of these, you know, like, as a pro, no. Does it make me a Muay Thai fighter? No. I know better. You know? So that's why, do I want the qualification? Oh, of course, I'm going to pay for mine. Everybody's going to pay for theirs. You don't get to come Pu'u Muay Thai and do it for free. No, we went out and earned it. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it. Like, no, I don't care for...
This comes from a good place because there's something that a lot of people, and I'm sure you've learned this, and this is why you say this, is giving the keys to the kingdom too soon. It's always...
why are we holding on?
Yeah.
I have more to give than just combat sports. You know, I'm an expert in a few different fields. Like, I'm being offered a lot of money to work for these people, and I tell them, let me build my pipeline first. You know, I'm not trying to take, you know, much money. Everything is already in American Samoa. Everything is a nonprofit. So if anything, with the opening of the pipeline, I'm trying to see maybe if I need to push it federal, because there is a gym here that already does it, but I want to do it private because I don't want to hate on my friends who are making money, you know, teaching jiu-jitsu, teaching Muay Thai. I'm not saying that we can't, but if we're going to run the center, then everybody gets paid.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? And
yeah.
We'll see. Like, I'm still in the planning phase, still waiting to talk to the Indians about that project. But, you know, I'm in a bunch of things. And when I say I'm in a bunch of things, I'm saying the Pu'u name is in a bunch of things. So, and I've been meant to say that. I really appreciate you and you know, how you and your brother have been, you and your brother, and how you guys have been carrying this name. Like, I see it. I see you, bro.
Got it, man. The family name, you know,
that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I have brothers, like I said, you know, Michael Pu'u is doing really good on my side. Yeah. He finally got out of jail and now he's doing great with the family. He's my baby brother. Stanley Pu'u's doing decent. He's in and out of jail, but I know he just needs structure. I think that's really a Pu'u blood thing. If we don't have structure, we're gonna go crazy.
It's and the thing is, what's funny about it is not just us. It's like a lot of people like that. They need the structure to direct that energy, and once they have that, they're gonna bring so much positivity to their community that if they didn't have that structure, it would have never happened. You know?
Amen.
I know that.
You're right.
Same thing for me too, man. Like I tell people all the time. I tell this to our kids program. I'm like, hey, I almost quit Muay Thai 2 years in. I almost quit because there's no opportunities for me where I was at. I'm like, what would happen if we quit there? Oh, I don't know. I'm like, you wouldn't be here. And like, they kind of like, it clicks for them, you know. And to bring that to people, the kids, your community, it's probably one of the best things that you can do because it's just the community. You focus on the family, the community. Everything stems off of that. The local economy stems off of that. The local government stems off of that. The lifestyle, everything stems from that. Is the community, and I think that's something that they have.
I almost forgot like that class coming up. I think I'm supposed to be in Virginia for a fight, but I'll double check again.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But Deutsch, thanks for coming in today. What we'll do is, I'll get the link for if people want to connect to you. We'll get that all sorted out, and I'll make sure it's down in the show notes in the description. But before we go, you want to give a shout out to anybody?
I just want to shout out to Minnesota Boxing, Minneapolis, Minnesota. That's my brother-in-law, Joe Amouta. He's heavy in boxing, and that's one of the other things that I wanted to, kind of cover about, because I do have a huge boxing background.
Oh yeah, you do.
And one of the things I wanted to offer to my friends that have their own gyms is possibly teaching Muay Thai, helping spread the sport, open up, especially with the Samoans. I can easier do it with Samoans, because we understand different. It's more of a warrior-based structure. But shout out to Tomoso and Minneapolis Boxing, and everybody doing positive. If you're a Pu'u and your last name is Pu'u and you're not doing positive, man, hit me up, Boos. Maybe we need to talk, and maybe I need to plan you out to go see Jonathan, and get you hooked up on the business for the family. So
let's go.
For real. But other than that, I love y'all. I appreciate you, Jonathan, and keep doing your thing, Uso.
Let's go, Uso. All right.